many that misunderstand Scripture and choose not to adhere to the biblical jurisprudence or a line upon line or precept upon precept method of investigating Bible truths, will use two passages out of context to evangelize a lie regarding the law of God. The passages they say claim it is a sin or a curse to keep the law of God are as follows.
For as many as are under the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, Cursed is every one that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. Therefore by the deeds of the law there shall no flesh be justified in his sight, for by the law is the knowledge of sin.
Seeing how these verses seem to contradict themselves would be the first red flag most Christians would decide warrants further study. For example, in Galatians 3:10, it appears that the first half of the passage is saying those that keep the law are cursed. Yet the second half reveals the exact opposite. Looking at Romans 3:20, we see the same scenario as well. So what's going on here? If you research this using a parallel Bible that shows word for word these passages in both English as well as Greek, you will find something quite amazing. There is a word missing in both those verses. The word ek is missing. The English translation of that word is outside. So, looking at those two verses again, with that word placed where it belongs, we see why the devil removed it. Truth is, if one does the line upon line and precept upon precept, as Isaiah suggested in chapter 28 of his book, we would see many verses prove both passages were missing a word. My favorite verse that validates all this is from Romans chapter 2.
For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified.
If you still think Galatians 3:10 and Romans 2:20 are saying you cannot be justified by keeping the law of God, then you need to rip out a lot of verses that say otherwise.